Hi everyone, it's MJ here. This is just a quick video showing you how to use the query loop block in WordPress to make a custom list of events on a page. I've used it here to make a little list of events on a chapter page. You don't need advanced permissions or anything to do this. This is using the free version of the events calendar plugin, which we have here. So I'm going to click edit page up here. So if you were doing this on your own page, you could navigate to the list of pages, of course, and select the page you're looking for. So this is just kind of, there's a lot of stuff on this page, but what we're talking about here is making a list of events that's going to show up on your main page and update when events pass, it's not going to show them anymore. So you do have to enter all the events separately in the events section for them to come up here. But once you do that, they'll come up. So we are going to click these three little lines here at the top that says document overview. And those are really helpful little lines to know about. So what I'm using here, the little workaround I'm using is I'm using this list of posts without images. And what that is essentially a query loop. So I'm going to show you how to do that from scratch. So what you want to do is you want to start by adding a new block. So we're just going to go, I've highlighted the block up above where I want to put it. And I'm going to click these three little dots and go add after. So now you can see the type / to choose block. So you can do that. You can click this plus. Or you can click this blue plus sign up here, toggle block inserter. So I'm going to click that and I'm just going to type query. And what I'm looking for is this query loop right here. So I'm going to click that. You can start a blank one if you like. I am going to, just for ease of use here, we're going to go choose. We're going to pick one that's pre-made. So you can see it's showing us examples of what these query loops might look like with the formatting that each one has set. Right, so I just want something simple. I don't need any pictures, anything like that. So I'm going to go with this list of posts without images. Now, we can use this because the events plugin that we're using creates a custom post type, and we're going to be able to select that. So, well, let's get that block in there. Okay, so now if I click these three little three little lines again, it's going to show us, this is the one that we just made. And we can tell it's the one we just made because it says watch, read, listen. And that's kind of the stock placeholder text for this kind of block, this templated little piece here. So let's go here to the actual query loop. I can click that little, what would that be, a chevron, to make the inner items show up here. Now, what it's doing is it's got this post template and it's pulling information from each post. Right, now, these aren't events because we haven't told it to only select events yet. So what we need to do that is select the query loop line. So you can see it goes blue. And then I'm going to go over here to this side menu. If you can't see this, you can click that little settings thing, which is a square with a little column showing on one side. So we need to make sure that we're not on the page, we're on the block settings. So we're in the settings, we're in the block, we're going to scroll down, and where it says post type, we just want to select event. And I think for this, so you can see it now it shows 3 events. So these are all events. Now they're all from different chapters, but they are events, right? So we're on the right track. So you might want to make it more. You might want to make it, I don't know, 10 is fine. But the really important thing to do for here is we only want to show events in one area. So in this site, it's splitting areas by authors. So I want to pick the Okanagan author, and now it's only going to show posts or the custom post type events that are that were published by this chapter. Right, so it's showing those now. And it's going to show them from newest to oldest. One issue with this workaround is that it doesn't pull in the custom field, so you can't order by the actual date of the event. So you have to kind of fiddle with the published dates if you want them to show up in chronological order, which is kind of nice, obviously. So here there's some extra information that we don't need. This is the published date. That would be confusing, right? Because if this is the Peachland Fall Fair, it's obviously not having in January. That was the date it was published, right? So we kind of don't want that. And there's no categories. And all of them are going to be Okanagan. So we don't really need any of that extra information. So you can see I'm clicking around here on this list view that was accessed by clicking these 3 lines. So all I really want is the title. I just kind of want a separator and then a title. So I'm going to just drag that title and put it right there. And then I've got all this formatting down there, and I can actually just highlight where it says columns and click delete. Now I have a cleaner list of just the title of the event and a line between them, which is what I prefer. We probably don't need this. I don't feel like I need all the pagination. I feel like 10 is lots. I also have created a button going to our main events page so they can see all the events there. So I'm just going to go ahead and get rid of the pagination, no results, and the spacer. I don't think I need any of that. So that kind of cleans it up a little bit. And then I've already got a title up here that I wrote previously, right? So this is a heading block. You can see by the little flag showing. And then I've got this paragraph directing people to the please visit our events page. So I kind of don't need this heading that says read, watch, listen. So I'm just going to highlight that. It's blue and I'm going to delete. Oh, that didn't do what I wanted. I will just do that manually. Okay, so now I've got a heading that says upcoming events. I've got a little paragraph explaining what I mean. I have this query loop list of blocks. Oh, here's the old one that I made. I'll just delete that now so that that's not confusing to anybody. I don't have 2 lists of events. So now I've got the upcoming events heading, the paragraph, this query loop block here showing the upcoming events. Now I said I could put up to 10, but we only have 7 that I've entered because I haven't bothered to enter a lot of the clinics that are at nurseries. I've just put workshops and kind of bigger events that we have answer clinics in so far. But if I had entered more, it would show more. And then I've manually put in this button that says see all OMG events, where I have listed absolutely everything, every single nursery we're going to, etc. So let's press save. And then I'm going to view this page and see what it looks like, because I haven't done any formatting, right? So I can see, okay, it's got the title is here. There's that paragraph. Here's the list. It's a little wide. There's probably too much space here, but those are all things I can address. But it is loading normally. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back over here into this document overview list view, select here, list of posts without images, 1 column, and I'm just going to go maybe wide width. Okay, and it's aligned it's justified to the center, so that's good. So it looks skinny here. It's not going to be as skinny on the live page. But I think that was it's maybe a bit much with this, with the space on top, right? And the space on the side. So what I've done, so I've still got this blue list of posts over here on the left. I'm going to go back over to the right, make sure I have blocks selected. I've got the right block, the correct block selected that I want to work on. And I'm going to go over here and click this half dark, half light option here. So this is showing you the padding. So maybe I don't want quite as much padding here. It's maybe a little bit excessive. So I'm going to move that down to a 3 here. Save. And I go back to the live page and reload it. And that's starting to look a little more normal. The other thing you could do, the other way that you could kind of attack this is to just go none here. So you're not even making it a wide width. If the width is what's continuing to be an issue, right? So now it's fitting more inside of the bounds, and I think it looks better when it's kind of in like that because it's a sub item, but I mean, you can do what you like. And now there's not quite so much space above and below. So to me, that would be totally fine, right? And you can click through to each one of these events and see what they want. Now, I really would like the events that are coming up next to be at the top and the events that are coming in September to be at the bottom. So let's go address that. So we're going to go here back to the query loop. We're going to select the query loop here. And I'm just going to go, why do I have 2 pages open? That's not good. Okay, there we go. So that's going to save. And I'm going to re-updo it. There, refresh it. Okay, so now it's got April going down to September. So I just prefer that. Now I've been able to do that because I went into the events, right? And I've gone to all the events that I have entered and you can see mine, and manually set them so you can the publish date so that they appear in the right order. So I did that just by going start date, putting them in a nice order for myself so I could see what was going on, and then just going quick edit here and finagling with the publish date to make them appear in the right order. Now that is not necessary, but that's part of the workaround that we have to deal with if we want them using this stock block here, this stock query loop. So not totally perfect, but it works just fine. Let's have a look at this page and see what it's looking like. Yeah, so you can see all these events, you can click into them. And then, as I said, if you do want to see all of the events, even the ones I haven't bothered to enter as events here on the website, I just made a list. So you can see these ones that are kind of just at nurseries. I just wrote them in as text. So there's no extra detail on them. Now, if I had all the time in the world, I could probably make an event for each one of these. But I don't, and none of us do. So I've just made a list of them. And I'll go back to our chapter page here. And if you have any questions, you can just write them below in the comments section and let me know what is going on. So a little bit of a workaround, but it works just fine. Thanks so much. Bye.